Again, Stephanie, thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be on the
Thank you
show.
for having.
Uh, my first question, and if you watch the other episodes, it's always the same, but with you, it's different. Usually, virtual photographers and people online use a nickname, a profile name, but you must be one of the only that I know of that have your actual name as your Twitter handle. First of all, congratulations! You there should be like 1,000 Stephanies trying to get your name, but you were the
Well,
first. And then on your like profile name, you have syndrome. Care to
mhm.
explain why the decision of keeping your real name and what is the history behind the syndrome?
Well, first off, I really have no clue why I went with my actual full real name. To be honest, I don't think I ever expected to be on Twitter that much and use it, and because I've had no clue of that there was a VP community out there or anything, or let alone that it would be so big, and that I'll be on it so long and much. And for so why I used my name, I mean, it's probably because I never expected that anything would take off, And as for the syndrome, funny enough, that was way back when I was hanging out with my sister, and we are both big News fans, the band. And back when I was making, I think, my MySpace account, I wanted to come up, yeah, way back. I wanted to come up with something clever, and so their song Stockholm Syndrome, which was
Oh,
switched to Steffi Syndrome.
I don't think MySpace ever came like it wasn't a thing in my country. It wasn't a thing in
Really,
Portugal
it
at
was
all.
a strange little platform. I I'm not even sure what the use for it was. What I did on that's actually funny enough. So how I started making my videos because someone on there made a Kingdom Hearts video, and I was asking how he made that, and I started with Windows Movie Maker, so it was good for something.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about exactly that. In your bio, your on your Twitter bio, you have video editing, but we don't see many videos from your account. Is it something work related that you want to keep separate? Why do you not apply your video editing skills to virtual photography?
um, I do have I do have my YouTube account on there. I think I have a link, so you
You
can
have a
find.
link. Yeah.
Yeah. um, there are a lot of work, so and I really have to have a inspiration. I started doing them almost. They were almost like a kind of a diary for me. Um, I would make my own stories up using characters, cutting them out from one game, putting in all that kind of stuff. So with virtual photography, um, that kind of took over that. So I'm doing that more now than making the videos. But as you saw, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey one and stuff, that was once I was doing VP, and wanted to thank my followers and such because it's a great game too. So usually I make them less now because it is a lot of work and I do a lot of other things on the side now, as you know. And it really has to hit me. Like I have to have a muse, no pun intended, because you mentioned the band earlier, but so that's why I have less. And what do you mean as why I don't connect it?
You don't. I don't remember. Okay, I now going to your YouTube profile. I remember seeing this control tribute
Mm-hmm.
on your Twitter profile. I remember that, but it was 1 year ago,
No,
and
yeah.
I wanted to know why did you stop? Because if I may, at least in my opinion, you have a talent for it, and
Thank
there
you.
aren't many people using VPs VP in video. There are a lot of like I recently started a TikTok account to see the possibilities to do small edits with the photos and things like that. And there aren't many virtual photographers on TikTok or doing video related stuff. I can there is you and Fire Scorpio. Maybe they are and even him stopped doing those types of edits. So I was curious if it's a thing that virtual photography, the screenshots itself, if it's consumed so much time that the videos starts to like just editing these episodes for YouTube. I know that they are like simple, but it takes me a whole afternoon to edit. So I can imagine that doing your edits should take a long, long time.
But I know, I remember Control took 8 hours alone, and that is just making it. That does not include finding the scenes, recording some, putting them together, finding the music and all that. So it definitely takes time. Obviously, it took me days, I think. So yeah, I mean, I love doing it. I really miss it. It's funny on the VP network. I shared some old ones with the group, and they said what you said. I should really continue making more. That yeah, but it's a lot of work. I mean, I do have ideas. I definitely have to make the Horizon Zero Dawn one that I had in my head for a long time now. I just have to get to it. So it's time related more than anything.
You should do one for Horizon Zero Dawn. I agree with that idea. Uh, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's definitely one that I would like to see. We talked about control and the video, and your pin tweet is uh, a frame that the studio sent you, right? It was. A, can you explain to the viewers why they sent you a frame of one of your pictures?
Yeah, it was a contest that they held, and that too was a year ago. It's amazing. So I just figured, what the heck, give it a try, and I was blown away when I got a DM on Twitter from them saying, "Hey, you won first prize." Wow, okay. And so the first prize was a framed and autographed, signed, uh, of your picture. I don't remember what the other ones were,
Let,
but yeah, so it was,
let me ask you something. You This photograph was taken on PlayStation. It wasn't taken with camera tools or anything.
yeah, it was
It
on
was
computer.
with their photo mode
Yeah,
because
I like that photo. It's
it's an awesome photo. That
it's fun because I didn't think that one would be the winner. I like others that I entered with much more and was surprised when it was that one
I,
that
I, I
won.
love I love the game. I keep saying over and over. It's my favorite game from 2019.
Mm-hmm.
It's such unique, and 2019 was the year that Days Gone, Kingdom Hearts 3, that Stranding came out, and those were games that I was waiting for a long time, and I wasn't expecting to like Control as much. And this photo captures the aesthetic, the feel of the game so much because it's simple but weird at the same time and combines like some kind of double exposure that like those parts of that game that have double exposure. It's a really nice photo, and I received a mug from them,
Yes,
from the control team. So I'm
yes,
very jealous of you to receive like an autograph uh, frame. It, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through the comments. Um, So we actually jumped a topic that I wanted to talk with you. Why? How did you come to find virtual photography? What was the first game? The experience overall? How did you find out about this art?
It started for me with Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I think that was like the first game I played that had a photo mode that I knew of anyway. I found out later that Hellblade had it too, but so that's kind of I think my sister started showing me pictures that she had taken, and I'm like, well, how do you do that? So that was the start of it. She showed me some pictures that she took, and I asked her how, and then I started, and I have no idea what really made me share them. I guess it was the same, what the heck, let's give it a try kind of attitude. Just okay, I'll post. I haven't been on my Twitter in forever. Might as well try something. And it's funny because some time ago I went back to my first shots that I shared one like from my sister. um, I think it was virtual cam that kind of stirred me towards the VGP because I didn't know it. I don't even know what hashtags I used, if any, back then. So they were the ones that really introduced me to the community, and they were so nice and welcoming, and I was blown away, especially since before Twitter, before the VP community, my social media experiences were not all that pleasant. So I was surprised, happily so, that there was this nice, welcoming group out there. And that just encouraged me more and more because now people, from one like, it's five people looked at it. And that encouraged me to take more pictures and share them, whether they were popular or not. But it was the fun of knowing people out there doing the same thing you do. So that's how I ended up starting it, doing it.
That's really interesting because I also found the community because of virtual camp.
Yeah,
It shows that we are like old school when it was virtual camp. They aren't in the active at least for
yeah,
close to 2 years now, and it's really funny that they were the ones that started to like bring so many photographers together
yeah.
back then. Yeah, I miss them.
Me
Uh,
too. I still have the picture, the last one where they wished everyone well. I still have that
yeah,
saved.
yeah. I created a moment, a Twitter moment when they hosted their last Virtual Sun. I
Hmm.
created a virtual moment with all of my Virtual Sun entries, and I
I
still
did.
go back to it from time to time. Just it's the best way. Like I tweet a lot, so it's the best way to see my old pictures is to go to that moment. And they did some really interesting things, and that actually brings me to my next question and something that I wondered, why did you quote unquote stumble on? It was co-hosting the photo mode Monday. So photo mode Monday, for people that are hearing or watching that don't know, it's event on Twitter. I don't think it's on Instagram right now, but it's an event that happens on Twitter every Monday, where you share your single favorite shot of the week prior to that, and you put the hashtag photo mode Monday on your shot, and uh, now Stephanie at the time, photo mode addict, would create a moment, a Twitter moment that is basically a gallery with everyone's entries. And this must be one of the longest running like themes, challenges, events of virtual photography on Twitter. It's like I can't remember a time that I was on Twitter that the photo mode Monday wasn't on. And how did it come that you and are now helping the photo mode addict doing this event?
Well, I don't. I think it was when he got ill, when he actually had to get off of Twitter for quite a long time, and he asked me to take care of it if I feel I didn't have the time, and that was the least thing I could do, given what he was going through. So I definitely said I would keep the Follow Monday live for him, because that to me, when and if hope he comes back again, he's on another break, sadly due to his health. I just like that when he comes back, he will see all this. The love is still going for it. So I it was a favor for a friend, so that's why it was so dear to me too. And I do it faithfully every Monday. It's up to 3 moments now with so it's like 200 plus people, and I try to comment on every single one of them because what Rich Gordon Eric had in mind, I believe, is very much to make people stay a bit brighter, to make especially make Mondays better and more cheerful. And it is very heartwarming to see that just a nice comment on someone's shot can make their day. And I do like putting the moments together, especially given how hard everything is to find on Twitter. So that's how I came to do it. And it is a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. And I do hope Rich will come back. So, but when he does, he has a lot to look forward to and through.
You said more than 200 entries every week.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Almost.
awesome. Oh,
It's the highest.
I stopped a while back doing any type of challenges, any type of events. But back when I did them, like more than 1 year ago, it used to be like 50 at most.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to hear that in since I stopped, it got so big. I had no idea. I had like sometimes I open the moment, I scroll and leave a like, but I know that the moments are so long, so I usually stop. I don't have all that much time to scroll through everything. But it's really really awesome to see that it got so big. Then you also you are you I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, but you have a personality that lends yourself really well with community, with like at least it's the vibe that I get from your profile, and I've been following you for a long time now. I can't remember a time that I wasn't following you, but you are very kind to everyone. You are very outgoing. You are very supportive and you are one of the creators, let's say it, one of the original members of the VGP network. And when I figure out that you were one of the creators, I thought to myself, it makes a lot of sense because the VGP network is a page that we will get into it a bit more, but is a page to support the community. And since you as a single person already do that, it made a lot of sense that this was the evolution. And I spoke about the VGP network a bit with Shinobi back when he was in the show, but I wanted for you to tell the story behind creating it and the evolution of it until now. But it it's you made 1 year
Hmm.
already.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
time passes. Yeah, but tell me about it. Why did it come to be? What was the original idea?
Well, it started with I think it was TJ that uh, sent me a DM and just blunt asking, "Hey, would I be interested in making a new VP account at the home for VGP?" And because I do believe he is the inventor of the hashtag. So funny enough, I
Uh,
was here.
from what from all the things, I think the VGP Unite hashtag, and TJ knows this better than I, are the two inventors is VirtuaCam and TJ, right?
Yeah, we ran it with Chris, the virtual cam.
Chris from the virtual account, the VirtuaCam account, right?
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't know any of that. I had no idea. I've never heard of him before, so I've never heard of Drew either. But they invited me and Sam, Cats and Balls,
Yeah.
to hop on and give this a try. And it's funny how this went. I can't believe it's both already been and only been a year because it feels longer, but it also is surprising that it's gone by so quick. So first off, I had really no clue. I felt so small and insecure about it. Like, me, what am I gonna do? Sam had all this knowledge of making websites and all that. And I just read through it and like, never mind. I just let them talk and I was just nodding. Okay. It was also a bit rough because of the time difference. I always came on way later than everyone. So we gave it a try. There was, and we kind of made lists of the people we would want on and such. It was, I'm actually amazed that it's standing how it is because it was a lot of trial and error. I always thought at first that we had too many people. It's all a jumble. It's been so. So how it
Don't
went?
worry, you created this. The account was created at February 2020, and the world ended in March. So it's not.
Yes.
It's completely normal that you are a bit confused in the time frame. Like,
I know, and that was also the irony. We start this and COVID hit. Okay, great. But funny enough, hindsight, I believe that was just the right time when people needed a booster, something supporting, comforting, something that distracts them. And what better than gaming and VP? So I do think while it was definitely made it more rough, I think it happened at a good time. And as it progressed, well, it was like I said, lots of trial and error. People, uh, I mean, you never know how you're gonna work with someone, obviously, until you give it a try. So people came and went, and then yeah, because of COVID, Drew had to withdraw for a long time because of taking care of his family and everything.
yeah,
Um, then poor Sam had, gosh, that year was merciless
yeah.
and has had a lot going. And so here I am. One of the last ones eventually because TJ quit also because due to family reasons and his heart just wasn't in it at the time.
Yeah.
So
Right,
I was
right now it's you, Jack.
Rosa and
Oh, Rosa is. I didn't know Rosa was part of it.
oh yeah,
Nice.
she's been there for a long time and she and Jack have really been just super supportive. They're the ones that kept me going through hard times on it and doing it. So that definitely bonded there. I mean, there's some strong ties that have occurred due to it. The other people that are left are on it now. We had 4 people leave last week. uh, that was a
Oh,
bit rough, but it's all understandable. I mean, it is more time consuming and exhausting than I thought possible. It will, people, they think it is easy work to like and retweet and stuff like that. But with the flood of VPS and notifications, therefore, we have to take shifts, as we call them,
yeah.
when someone is covered for so many hours. So who's left on? Um, Evie, Evie, I don't know her URL. Evie, the one
Yeah,
who
yeah.
takes a lot of The Last of Us captures.
Really? I
So
didn't
she's
know. I'm finding out the members of the team right now. I had no idea that he
I am
was part of.
exposing everyone.
If it was
um,
a secret, it's not a secret anymore.
I might as well give you the rest of the list. So Bianca is on it, Ultraviolet, the one that makes the
Oh
awesome
yeah,
house. Um, Julie is on it. She goes by Jules VP,
yeah, yeah.
and we have Anna on there, Ann Lima. I hope I'm not
Oh,
forgetting.
clock. Off clock works.
Yes.
She now changed. Yeah.
So
Oh, I had no idea. Actually, she was the one that got me to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Her
really,
photos were, yeah. Back then, I was only playing. Spider-Man for VP. I thought Spider-Man was the only game with a photo mode until the bubble burst, and she was the one that she posted a lot of the machines from Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, I want to take that. Looks cool. I want to get that game, and yeah, she was the one. Cool, but
I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Because, like I said, a lot of people came and went, and just recently a few left.
oh,
I
don't
don't want
worry
to
about it.
look it up because then I might close something by accident. So I hope I didn't forget anyone. I just think that's
But the interesting part about the VGP network, and I'm very vocal about this, is, and you probably noticed because I don't use the hashtags, is that I'm always very on the fence when a community page starts,
mhm.
because, well, many and many and many, and when we have been doing this for so long that we know this, come and went, and there is always or at least sooner or later drama comes out of it. But the VGP network, I had so many, I like to think of uh, mutuals, people that I follow that follow me back on Twitter, friends. So I had so many friends in the creation of the VGP network that I was like, okay, this might be really different from what. And 1 year later, and yeah, it's going strong. You reached 3,000 followers, which is amazing for so
I know.
so such a small amount of time. And something that I wanted to ask you about, and this might be my personal opinion. Again, I'm very on the fence about community pages. Is that you are the only community page that the hashtag that you use, it's not the name of the page. I don't know if you noticed that, but you are
Yeah.
the only ones.
I've
And
never
uh,
noticed.
and the cool thing about it is, okay, I gave this a lot of thought, probably more than I should, but asking someone to use a specific hashtag is basically promoting yourself while promoting others. I know it's a tool. The hashtag is a tool to be able to find the people that want to be shared. It's easier that way, but it's also you basically saying, please promote me so that I can promote you.
Yeah.
But you don't do that in the VGP network. You have the hashtag VGP Unite, and there are two different like entities. And I just want to congratulate you about that, because you are the only page that actually does it 100%. I want to promote others. We don't care if you are promoting us or not.
That is
And
always
it's really really nice to see. So it's some fresh air in the epicenter that is VP. Uh, how how do you decide? Do you all share everything that as the hashtag, or do you everything?
yeah.
If it
I mean, obviously, if it's not VP, then no. I mean, the the random outdoor screenshots or something, or if it depends. I mean, but yeah, good solid 95% we do. It rare cases that if it has nothing to do with it, then no, you know. But other than that, yeah,
now for a personal opinion, because I have one opinion on this, is, do you think is it okay that there are so many pages dedicated to this, or do you feel like there are one too many pages trying to do the same?
It's definitely a lot of pages. It's personally, I mean, it's like it's an open sea. So for me personally, I don't mind. There's a new VP account, cool. Um, it's overwhelming to me personally how many there are now. I kind of stick with the old school.
And I think every single page starts with the best intention. But I think right now there are so many that I imagine that if I started right now, I would be confused,
Yeah,
and that's my issue with it. Like,
no,
could I tag this page and not this page? Like, I can tag 10 pages on my Twitter, like, but I want
yeah,
to tag developers, and I have to tag 14 other pages, and I count them. Last night, I went back, and the active ones, there are 14 right now.
wow. How much was it last year? Because I think it was 7, you said. So if I could be wrong, but it definitely grew. Not even I can keep track of how
Yeah,
many there are.
and yeah, and I'm just talking about the ones that are active. There are a lot of dormant pages that people still use the hashtag, but active, there are 14 right now, and
Wow.
that's like whoa.
Yeah.
So,
No, I couldn't even count that many thinking about it, to be honest. So
do
that's why
you do you run themes like challenges, themes, or is it in the VGP network,
it's only Wednesday. Really, it's only
the
that's the only
wallpaper one?
that we kept because it's already plenty of work. So we don't. I know we get something, and we wonder if people get bored, but our main goal really is to support. And there's also you mentioned there's so many accounts. There's also a gazillion of themes all the time. So we don't really feel like adding yet another one to it, but keeping that old one, wallpaper Wednesday alive. And if and when occasionally we have an idea, we will throw it out there. But so
But,
yeah,
but
I personally run Monday, and then we do Wednesday on the network. So yeah,
but that's already so different from other accounts and from what we usually see. And I'm not at all saying that the other accounts do it like is bad. It's just different. Uh, because I honestly believe that someone knew, like, there was a big burst of new VPs last year with so many games getting
yeah,
photo modes. Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us brought in very, and I can imagine like going in. Okay, so this person has to use 14 hashtags for
yeah,
me to get retweeted. If I use these 14 hashtags, will I be retweeted 14 times?
yeah.
That's cool, I guess. But I don't know. It's just to me that I've been doing this for a while, and I stopped using hashtags exactly because of this. It's really overwhelming. Like, it's
Yeah,
so much all the time. And we are in the last stretch of the interview, but I wanted to go back to the beginning with you, with when we were talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Control, because when I found you out, when I stumbled across your page and started following you, etc., it was mainly Assassin's Creed Odyssey, an Assassin's Creed Odyssey page. But you have since moved on, and there is clearly a tendency to some games, but you don't stick with just one game. I see you kind of like me, where we have that specific game that we love, but then we will try and photograph and share others. Do you find it that do you find that that's good or bad to,
that
to your?
I guess that's definitely, I would say, a personal preference. I see a lot of people making separate accounts to post only their favorite games. Personally,
Hmm.
I really just whatever I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I dig through old because I take so many pictures in a game. I can I have so much left over when I move over to another game. I can still have still plenty of the others left to share too. I try to base it on some themes, like with Control Fate and Friday. I try to throw some control shots out there that I have left, and Cyber Sunday and stuff. But other than that, I usually stick to one game that I try to anyway, but I'm terribly slow. I always have to do all the side quests to the point where I get bored with it. Because then I don't advance the main mission. Like, okay, this is kind of getting repetitive. Then I might try something on the side, so it, to let it rest a bit before I jump back in. But I try not to play more than two games at the same time, especially if they're heavily story based. Then I try to get through it before I jump to another one. But no, whatever I'm in the mood for, I will post. If I find some old shots that fit the theme, cool. But
I I can't play two games at the same time at all. Like that's one of the reasons why I don't play multiplayer games because
oh god,
I have to finish the game. So if it's a multiplayer game, I will never finish it.
yeah, I'm
And
glad because I thought I was the only one. I even on the network I asked, "Am I the only one that just plays one game?" Mm-hmm. They're all like, "Oh, yeah, I play several games." So I can't do that.
no, I can't. Like
No.
I and what I will do is um, I won't be sharing screenshots of the game that I'm playing.
Oh,
So I will like have the feeling of playing the game all over again when I start
yeah,
sharing
cool. Okay.
over on Twitter and the socials. But it's really interesting to see that you're kind of like me that gets bored with so many side quests, especially if it's a open world game.
Oh god,
Like
yes. Yeah.
I last year my most played game was Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
It's
and
huge.
I can't remember most of the plot. I remember a lot
Yeah.
of side quests, but I don't
Yeah.
remember the plot of the game. Yeah, it's crazy. So last question, and I was saving this for last because I didn't want the interview to focus too much on this because I know it's not a very pleasant subject to talk about. Is did you at any point felt that the community or the people online would treat you differently because you are a woman? Do you think that because from my experience I didn't, but I don't feel like anyone online, at least in the virtual photography scene, uh, I came across not so pleasant comments, but usually from people outside the community that stumble across your account. But did you ever felt, because you are one of the only photographers that I know of that started the account already like exposing herself as a woman. Most people tend to
Yeah.
keep them to themselves for a while, and then after they have a circle of friends, they come out as a woman or as a man. Or but did you ever felt that you were treated differently?
No, not at all. And no, like I said, especially this was the most pleasant social media experience I had where it didn't matter. I never had the need to hide the fact that I'm a woman, nor do I feel that our community is like that. There is occasionally someone will pop up and cause some big drama. It's inevitable. The fact that it happens as little as it does is the real miracle, really. But personally, I don't think anyone should be afraid to show who they are, especially in our community. But personally, I certainly have never felt that that was an issue.
I'm so glad to hear that.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
am.
some people that are more touchy, I suppose, because people are different. They have different limits and stuff. But I really don't think that it should be a problem, and it certainly isn't one for me. No, I've never felt that there was a difference. You guys are all super sweet. I mean, there's never been any kind of, I mean, occasionally, but that's so rare that you could count it on one hand. Unless you go seeking it, of course, then you will
Yeah.
inevitably find it too. But then that's kind of your own fault. If you want to go seek some drama, you will find it, no matter what gender you are. So, yeah.
Okay, so that was it. I again, I couldn't ask for a better way to end the show. I was lucky last week with the question that I asked, and I think I was lucky again. Stephanie, where can people find you?
Well, on Twitter, obviously, under my name, just like that. I do believe it's the same on. It's the very same on YouTube. Other than that, that's the only platforms I'm on, social media wise. I mean,
You
Steam,
can.
you know.
I will be linking Stephanie's Twitter and YouTube in the description, so you can go there and follow her. You can find me everywhere at .pwn. If is a social media, just type in the search bar .pwn and I'm there. Other than that, please leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and that was it. See you all next week. Bye.